So yesterday we have seen the installation part. So power on the virtual machine. Click on power on the virtual machine. Please all of you mute yourself. At the login prompt, give the login name always root. Root is the administrator login name. Give the login name as a root and password. Password I have given Red Hat. So login as a root user. And to see the IP address of the system, type IP space A. What do you want to check the IP address? If at all you want to log into the server from Windows by using Puty. If you want, you can practice all the commands here itself. But this is not the real time. To feel that you are working the real time, log into the server through Puty. Further, check the IP address. This is the IP address 192.168.157.155, the IP address of the system. Sometimes, for example, A is not a host name. IP means show the IP address. A means all. All means loopback address 127.0.0.0.1, MAC address, IP address, broadcast address. That is called all. Yes, IP address. This is the IP address. ENS 160 is the name of the network card. ENS 160 name of the network card. For this network card 00C, this is the MAC address. Under this MAC address, we'll see the IP address 192.168.157.155. Slash 24 is not IP address. Only the 4 digits. Now see, sometimes what you miss is what? Hmm. Yeah, I'll share the links. We can download it. Okay, just a minute. So this is the ISO file. You can download from internet. Otherwise, I'll share the link. I'll share this link in the chat. You can download it. It's 11 GB. Take some time. And this is the ISO file. CentOS 9, version 9. And we also required VMware Workstation. That link also I'm going to share you. So this one is the VMware Workstation. First download the VMware Workstation, install it. It asks for the key. I'll send the key as well. So this is VMware license key. Now send me the request. I'll accept the request now. Okay. All of you send the request. I'll accept later after the class. So now you see when I type IP space A, ENS 160, name of the network card, and there is a MAC address, but no IP address. Sometimes if you won't get the IP address, how to configure IP address after installation. As of now, only MAC address, no IP address. You should type nmtua. Run the command nmtua to configure IP address. nmtua. Select edit connection. Select edit connection. Take default. ENS 160. Take default. ENS 160 name of the network card. Press enter. Use the tab. Use the tab. Move the cursor. Automatically connect. By default, this option is unchecked. If this option unchecked, no IP address. We have to check it. How to check? By using the space bar. If it is unchecked, you have to check it by using the space bar. Now use the tab. Click on OK. Select automatically connect. Click on OK. Use the tab. Click on OK. Press Ctrl Alt Enter. Ctrl Alt Enter for full screen. Ctrl Alt Enter for full screen. Use the tab. Select back. Select back. Then quit. Select back and quit. You get the hash brown. Run the command service network restart. Restart the network service. Restart the network service. Now you can check it. The command IP space A. You see that ENS 160 name of the network card. IP address 192.168.157.155 something /24. /24 is not IP. It's not IP. It's up to 155. This is how to configure IP address after installation. Now service network restart. So what the IP address you got? 192.168.157.155. So why do you want this IP address? You want to connect to the server from remote, from Windows through Puty. Download this Puty third-party software. Open the browser. Type Puty download. For Windows 10 or 11. Click on download Puty. Click on download Puty. Download it and install it. So type the IP address of the server 192.168.157.155. Once I click on open, it asks for the login name. Login name as a root. Root is the username and password. To avoid asking username root, directly you can give the username here. Root at the rate IP address. Give the username root at the rate IP address. And you want to save this session every time. No need to type IP address here. You want to save this session, write some name here, Linux 8 p.m. batch. Click on save. The session will be saved. You want to increase the font, click on appearance, click on appearance, click on change. Set the font whichever you want. You want to change the color, background text color, click on colors, default foreground, modify. Which color you want, you can set it. Finally, save the session. Save the session, click on open. It is taking username as a root by default and password. This is what real time, the servers on internet, AWS cloud, Azure cloud, anywhere on internet, how to log in through Puty. We require IP address and credentials, login name and password. If you want, you can directly practice on virtual machine as well. This is only to understand the real time. Now we'll start the basic commands. Unix or Linux basics. In Windows, we have a file, folder, and device. Windows, we have file, folder, and device. What is the difference between file, folder, and device in Microsoft? Difference between file, folder, and device. Any idea? Anyone? Okay. Okay. Yes, very good. So file contains data, folder contains subfolders and files, device are nothing but your keyboard, mouse, monitor, hard disk, all the hardware components, we call it as a devices. But when you come into the Unix or Linux, a file is a file, a folder also a file, a device also a file. This is the one of the good feature. Unix, everything treated as a file. No folder concept, no device concept. Keyboard is a file, mouse is a file, hard disk is a file, everything is a file. When everything is a file, then what are the types of files available? Types of files in Unix or Linux. The first one we call it as regular file, also called ordinary file, also called ASCII text files. Regular file, ordinary file, ASCII text files, all are same. What is this similar in Windows? In Windows, we call it as WordPad or Notepad. WordPad, Notepad, Windows. This WordPad, Notepad, Unix we call regular files, ordinary files, or ASCII text files. Next, directory file. What is this directory files in Windows? Windows we call it as folder. Windows we call folder. These folders, Unix we call directory files. Next, device files. Types of device files. Block special file and character special files. There are two types of device files, block special files and character special files. Which are comes under block special files. All storage devices comes under block special files. All storage devices comes under block special files. Which are storage devices? Your hard disk, DVD, pen drive, USB drive. All this comes under storage devices. Storage devices comes under block special files. Character special files, which are comes under character special files, input and output devices. All input and output devices comes under character special files. Which are comes under the input output devices, the keyboard, mouse, monitor, printer, scanner, all this comes under input and output device. Linked files. Types of linked files. Soft link and hard link. What is this similar to this in Windows? Windows we call shortcut. When you install any third-party software, a shortcut by default create on desktop. That shortcut Unix we call linked files. Empty files. Windows we can create empty files. Unix also we can create empty files. Binary executable file. In Windows, all the applications are binary executable. Unix, all the commands are binary executable. Hidden files. Windows, we can create hidden files. Unix, also we can create hidden files. Socket files. Socket files deal with the system hardware. We call it as socket programming, which deal with the hardware. Not for the user, socket files only for the kernel. Kernel means operating system, not for the user. Which deal with the hardware. tar files, CPIO files, and zip files. tar files, CPIO files, zip files, these are backup files. These backup files will discuss Linux administration part, not in the basic commands. So all this comes under types of files in Unix or Linux. So in Unix, everything treated as a file. No folder concept, no device concept. In Linux basic commands, we are going to discuss how to create these regular files, directory files, linked files, empty files, hidden files. All this stuff we'll discuss in the basic commands. Once you complete the Linux fundamentals, Linux basics, you are eligible to learn Linux administration, you are eligible to learn AWS or DevOps. Right. Either Windows, Microsoft family or Unix family, there are two types of accounts. There are two types of accounts. What are the types of accounts in Microsoft? One is administrator account. The other one is user account, means normal user. There are two types of accounts in Windows, administrator and normal user. Can anyone guys, what is the difference between administrator and normal user? Hmm. Okay, very good. So that is called, yes. So administrator having full permissions, full rights on the server. Administrator having full control on the server. Administrator can create the users, can create the groups, can install the software, can configure network, can take the backup. Administrator has full control. He can shut down the server. A normal user cannot. When you log in as a ATM user with ATM card, are you administrator or normal user? Anyone? ATM users are administrators or normal users? Normal user. Your job is only to draw the amount, check the balance amount, change the PIN number. You can't shut down the ATM server, ATM system because you are normal user. When you log into the gmail.com, yahoo.com, you're normal user or administrator, normal. It's normal user. You can check the only the mails, you can send and receive the mails. You can't shut down the Gmail server because you are the normal user. That is different between admin and normal user. Like here, Unix administrator login name always root. Root is the administrator login name. Root user we also call administrator or we call super user. Root user or super user or administrator and normal user. Same like Windows. You want to log in as administrator, always login name, give the login name as a root. Root is the administrator login name. We also call super user and normal user. At the time of installation, we are creating the password for root account. The root account by default create at the time of installation. We are just giving the password for root account. And also we are creating a normal user. We are creating a normal user at the time of installation. How do you differentiate you are the root user or normal user? By seeing the prompt. If you're logged as a root user, the prompt is hash prompt. Hash indicates you are the root user or super user. If you logged as a normal user, we'll see dollar prompt. Dollar indicates you are the normal user or programmer or developer. By seeing the prompt, we'll come to know that are you super user or normal user. You can see here, I logged as a root user. What prompt I got? Hash prompt. Why? Because I logged as a root. You want to check that through command. The command is VMware. What is VMware? To know who is logged in. VMware to know who is logged in. In Windows, how do you check that who is logged in? Click on here. This is the username. Windows, everything is graphical mode. Unix, everything is command line. So who am I to know who is logged in? So at the login prompt, power on the virtual machine. You know how to power on. At the login prompt, give the login name always root. It asks for the password. Give the password for root account. We'll see the prompt, hash prompt. You can check who am I. What is who am I? To know who is logged in. The logged in user. What the output will get? Root. Right. How to check the dollar prompt? Further, create the user. How to create the user? User add, username, any username. You can type your name as well. User add username to create the user. How to log into this user? Type su space hyphen space username. What is su stands switch user? Su stands switch user. Su space hyphen space username to log into the normal user. You'll see the prompt dollar prompt. Why dollar prompt? You are the normal user. Hash indicates, yeah, tell me. No password. You don't need a password. I just create the user. Yeah. As a super user, I don't need any password to log into that account. Super user can log into any normal user without a password. So SU stands switch user hyphen user. No, not default. That you have to create the password with the command password user. For example, user add username student, create the password student. But as a root user, I don't need a password to log into that account. Without knowing the user password, I can log into any normal user. But when you log in from through Puty, then we need a password. We need a password. For example, I'm in the virtual machine, exit, log off, then log in with student and password. So without password, user cannot log. But as a super user, root user, I can switch to any normal user without a password. We can check it. Who am I? You are the student. You got the dollar prompt. So that is different between super user and normal user. Next, all of you, please move to the Windows operating system is not a case sensitive. What is the meaning of not a case sensitive? Yes, uppercase or lowercase. For example, go to command prompt, Windows command prompt, dir to see all the files and folders. All are uppercase. dir all are lowercase. The combination of upper and lowercase. That is called not case sensitive. But Unix operating system always case sensitive. Meaning all the commands should be lowercase. Cannot be uppercase. So while practicing Unix, this is very important. Don't type the commands uppercase. For example, clear the screen, all are lowercase. If I type capital, command not found. ls list the files. ls list the files. If I type capital, command not found. pw present working directory, uppercase, not found. So every command should be lowercase, cannot be uppercase. So today just introduction class. Tomorrow we'll start the commands. Any questions? Yeah, definitely I'll give the access. So I don't allow anyone tomorrow without registration to my class. We'll create the WhatsApp group. Who are paid, we'll create one WhatsApp group and I'll share the documents. Yeah, that will discuss. Yes, we can create. We can create that. Will discuss in the Linux administration part. Okay, thank you. Please do all of your registration by tomorrow.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, do we have any proxy after the training, sir?
I'm sorry.
Do you have any placements after the training, sir? After this course ended?
Yes, yes. When did you pass it out?
Sir, actually, my age is around 39, sir. Now, I had 10 years experience in BPO sector.
Experience in where?
BPO sector.
BPO sector. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Can I?
but see, if you have 10 years gap, no, so keeping the experience on Linux 10 years, very
Okay.
tough to get a job to crack the interview.
Mhm.
So better you update your skills after Linux, DevOps and AWS, so that we can keep 3 to 4 years experience on DevOps and we can do the proxy.
Okay.
If you want Linux, don't keep 10 years, just keep 3 to 4 years on Linux. That also it's possible.
Okay.
Scheduler interview will do the proxy.